but it's still a super solid vibe. I mean, I'm gonna say the word vibe too much on this episode, but it doesn't fucking matter because that's just what the EP is. So deal with it.
A lot of vibes for sure.
The you want to talk about effortless vocals on here, where he does the "This Ain't Love" and he hits like 7 different notes on like a ladder almost, and it's like it sounds like what auto-tune should sound like if it was natural.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Wow.
The production is like it comes across, or it came across to me super simple at first, but then you realize how many layers are on it, and the fact that like this song just keeps progressing subtly and like adding in new elements is, oof, it's great.
The soundscape on here is it's immaculate. It's like modern R&B, like just through and through, but done in his own way.
His voice is so excellent that it operates as lyricism and an additional like instrument at the same time. It feels like it's part of the instrumentation almost a lot of the time. Where it's just so smooth, it just flows so perfectly that it feels it's like unfair. It's like a cheat code almost. It's like it shouldn't be that good, but it is. I don't know.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to episode 64, Nintendo 64 of the Unboxing Light podcast. We will be unboxing the magnificent piece of art by Mr. Giveon. It's called Take Time. And I am also joined here by 3 fellow men that I just know very well. One of them is Muscle Dweeb. That's what we have concurred. Is this emoticon?
That's me. It's Muzzle Dweeb flexing on y'all.
We also got Takey on.
What's going on, everybody?
And we got This Ain't CB.
I was gonna say keep it in your pants talking about this album, but that feels not possible, honestly. So we're rolling with it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I am also Pod We Created, so welcome to Unboxing Life. And with that, I think we're gonna get into some traditions, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's start with a fun fact.
Ooh, I like going first. I rarely go first. I feel like I don't know. I think we all say that when we go first. But
half of us say that, and
I was gonna exactly, and this is just not true. But anyway, all of that being said, this last February, Otter Bowl 6 took place. At the same time that the NFL's Super Bowl is being played, the Aquarium of the Pacific in the Californian city of Long Beach, which we find out on the album is Giveon's hometown, holds the Otter Bowl, with the Otters playing a convoluted game of football with footballs made from frozen clams. So there you go.
Okay.
That's a relatively new yearly event that goes on in Long Beach, California, that you can attend. They sell tickets actually for about $20 a pop. So
interesting.
Wow.
So so you tell me, people are like, "Yo, you want to come to my Super Bowl party?" Nah, man, I'm watching the Otter Bowl.
Facts. People who could not give a fuck less about football are just like, I'm gonna go watch the Otter Bowl if they live in Long Beach or close. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like an Otter box. Like
the Otter box. Yeah.
And I do have a couple of stats, and including a guessing game about about Giveon and the album when we get through the rest of the traditions. So come back to me.
Okay.
Sweetie. All right. Let's get the track out of the way. Let's get it. I want to hear it. I gotta hear it.
Let's get it out of the way. R&B season is upon us.
Goddamn.
I figure I'd do one of my favorite R&B tracks.
Okay.
It's gonna be
Lauryn Hill?
No, not quite. It's Pink Matter by Frank Ocean. Which if you haven't heard it, right? That is on Channel Orange actually.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
What's it called again?
Pink Matter.
Wow. I'm gonna go back to that album. Wow, I'm a fake fan.
Andre 3000. Yes, you fake fan.
Damn, I am a fake fan.
Dang.
Yeah. Now this song is very moody. I feel like, you can vibe out to it just like this album, but also very sensual. Put this on when you're hanging out, doing whatever you want to do.
Well said. I'm gonna say something similar about a track on the album we're about to cover. So well said. I know
Yeah.
I know some girls who would sell their souls to be in a room with Frank Ocean. So
That
I
is
think a
very
lot of women would do that.
yeah. So
A
there
lot
you
of-
go.
I mean, yeah, that's very true. Yeah, if you the vocals on the song are so worth listening to just for that.
Ooh, baby.
Nice.
Check it out. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like it. I got to go back to the album now. I'm a fake fan.
Please. Please.
Please. Well,
Please.
let's get the joke as he throws a fire. He throws the fire.
It was fire. What can I say?
Fuego Fire Flames.
All right, I got the joke. I got you. This is coming from the user Pedchin, number 8124 over on Reddit. Shout out to you. But I read it and it made me chuckle. So I was at McDonald's earlier today. I ate a kid's meal. His mom was pissed.
The way you said it, I felt like you were gonna say something like that.
Yeah, I kind of saw that one coming, but I can't be mad at
That's
it.
good. I still laugh. That's funny.
Honestly, if I was you and I had that tradition, I would totally like the first joke that makes me chuckle even a little bit. I'm just taking.
Yeah.
Dang. Nice.
All
Love
right,
that.
and I
Love
guess
that.
it's me, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And let me look up my tradition actually.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes from the very first line of this beautiful EP off
Got
of
it.
The Beach.
Dang.
His mom says, Giveon. I don't know if it was fireworks or gunshots, but the birds is in the air.
Dang. Nice.
And that I've come to know is just like a painting of their gang culture over there and how they couldn't differentiate between gunshots and actual fireworks, which
Yep.
sometimes it's hard for me to distinguish them as well. Like 4th of July and New Year's Day always fuck me up.
Yeah.
Or New Year's Eve, I should say.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I figured it's probably the best quote because it's literally the first thing that you hear on this album in the first like 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's a good one. That one
Yeah.
always it sticks with me as I'm listening to that track.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I've been wanting to share this with someone like for a long time. Like I found this. And I say a long time. I've only like heard it for the last like 3 months, and like the first time I heard it, I was like, it's cool. A couple tracks are just like kind of too spacey and too atmospheric, and not a whole lot going on for me. And then I kept listening, and every fucking song on here is infectiously catchy. And I had to share this beauty.
Yes.
I hope that
dude.
you guys enjoy it with me because if not, then it's a great conversation. But
For sure. Yeah,
I
it's
thought it was
it's
a
a
solid record.
that quote is meant to summate the idea of like that he grew up in it talks about it in The Beach of like I'm from this side of the city, all that stuff of like I'm from a dangerous place basically is what he works with, and so yeah, it's very interesting. It's cool because it's like a voicemail, almost like a phone call type thing. So I like that sort of element. But yeah, I actually I'm glad you shared this with us. I'm glad we're covering this because I enjoyed it a lot as well. I did not know, however, that I had already heard a bit of Giveon before listening to this album.
I told you.
I do know that it is Heartbreak Freestyle in particular, which charted well, which I'll get to. Well, okay, you're ruining my bit, but
Oh,
yeah. No, did I say Heartbreak Freestyle?
that's why I corrected you.
God damn it.
Heartbreak Anniversary.
Heartbreak Anniversary.
Yeah, I think you heard
I fucked myself, honestly. I said you're ruining it, but I ruined it for myself. But you already knew what I was gonna say, so that's fine. I'll circle back around. But anyway, so Heartbreak Anniversary is a song that's blew up in and of itself, but is also memed pretty hard on TikTok and stuff like that. So I had heard it in that vein without even realizing who it was by or anything like that. Until I heard it on this album. Like it's like towards the back end of the album. I think it's the third to last track. And so I heard it and I was like, oh.
Is that the back half though? If it's like if it's only 8 joints.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's seven tracks and an interlude. It hardly splits in half. But yeah, it's what, like 26 minutes, something like that. So it's quick as hell, which made it honestly delightful to listen to continuously. But anyway, yeah, that already blew up. But the guessing game that I was going to pose, but I fucked it up for myself, and also the fact that Trevor just knew it immediately, was I was going to say that Giveon largely got his break after featuring on this Dark Lane demo tapes track.
Out of here.
And so I ruined it for both myself and the fact that Trevor already knew. But yeah, it's Chicago Freestyle, which I had no idea because I love his part on that, and I had no idea who that is, and I didn't honestly I basically didn't care to know for whatever reason. But I mean, his voice is lovely on there, and his voice is lovely on the entire album. So there you go. But he also very recently featured on Justin Bieber's Peaches, which currently sits at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, but peaked at number 1. So he's doing the damn thing. He's out here for sure.
Yeah.
So
when I heard Justice, that album, like however many weeks ago, I heard Peaches and I was like, this is the one. Like this is absolutely the one that's blown up. And I love playing that game with myself, like where I have no idea what the single is, what's gonna blow up or whatever, and then you hear something and you're like, okay, this is the one that they're gonna push.
Yeah.
And he went from like, I want to say a few million listeners. And when that song came out, he's at like 50 million listeners on Spotify right now.
That's fucking crazy.
And he blew the fuck up.
Love to see that.
I'm so here for it. I'm honestly kicking myself that I didn't listen to this EP before when, like you were saying, because Giveon is on Chicago Freestyle on the hook, and he's great on the hook. Yeah. But that came out a month after this EP came out. So it's like, normally when I hear someone guess verse, I'll just, immediately type their name into Spotify, like, hey, what else do they do? And I didn't do it with this guy. It kind of pissed me off.
Dang.
It's okay. We're here now.
Yeah, no, I've listened
all together
enough to make up for it. But
there we go.
Like we said, it's a super short. It's not even an album. It's an EP. It's he actually just re-released it with another 4 new tracks. I think 5 new tracks. And I'm glad that we didn't listen to those because I ran through them once and I was like, these are not that great. They're not the quality of this EP. So I'm glad that we're just reviewing this.
Yeah, that's that's always iffy when an artist does that because you're inevitably gonna compare it and be like, does this fit in? Is this as good? Like, yeah, I'm ready for the next album or whatever. But
we're gonna compare it, especially because he put it on. He re-released it, so
yeah, exactly.
We're just going to have to, but
yeah,
that's neither here nor there.
But yeah,
do we want to just jump right into it?
Yes, I don't know if we wanted to do like full first impressions, go around the room like we kind of do sometimes, but we can just go into track number 1 if we want to do that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
whatever the group wants to do, I'm cool.
Track number 1. I mean, it makes a good first impression. I'll say that for sure.
Agreed.
So I think this song was partly produced by Boy Wonder, which is a really cool fun fact that I didn't realize.
No idea.
The genius bit, but yeah, no, this entire EP is impeccably produced. You can hear it's like everything kicks the way it should. Everything is crisp and clean and just lovely. For it being his first project, I cannot believe the amount of. I don't know. I want to know the budget that went into this. Honestly.
Yeah. I guess so.
How do you feel about this one, though?
Great. I mean, the production, as we already mentioned, the snare, like it's almost like a double snare hit, or like a rim shot comes in right before the snare, and it's like a nice rhythm to it, and just talking about his environment, man. Like we said, like the girl is like not afraid to come over to his side, basically, like the guns, drugs, and violence. I think he says, like,
yep.
Yeah.
Lust, guns, drugs, violence.
Yeah.
What's y'all's first impressions of his voice? Because that was the thing I was most hyped for, was hearing y'all's impressions of it. Because he's got one unique hell of a voice.
In pre-pro, the word I use was suave. It's like I wrote down in my notes actually is like his voice is so excellent that it operates as lyricism and an additional like instrument at the same time. It feels like it's part of the instrumentation almost a lot of the time, where it's just so smooth, it just flows so perfectly that it feels it's like unfair. It's like a cheat code almost. It's like it shouldn't be that good, but it is. I don't know. I love it to death. Honestly, it's great.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I think his voice is cool. he harmonizes well when he's trying to he's not trying to, he does, he hits the notes. He gets those notes when he wants to get them, and that's cool. I think he's got some potential with him. I feel like he can, he's got the voice. I feel like he can bring more power. And so hopefully he brings more power behind his voice in his future projects.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think a lot of our modern R&B suffers from that. It tends to be a little more like quiet toned and whisper singing versus like belting out like notes. But when he does, it's a treat for the ears.
Yeah. I feel similar to Alex. I mean, also like I think his voice is excellent, and he makes it sound like effortless, and it's just like he has like a falsetto, and he'll just go just he will he'll like touch into like really going hard like every so often, and you're like dang, he can like it really impresses you, but then he'll just
man.
like it's a super vibey tape, so he just goes with like the atmosphere so much that like he doesn't really need to belt out a lot of the time. But I'm definitely ready for that as well. It's great though. It's unique.
Yeah, that's definitely something I wanted to harp on as well. I think you said falsetto, but it's like he demonstrates like very solid range as well. He's not just like chilling at his normal voice all the time. He pitches up and down and stuff like that. So
he's got like three different ways that he interjects his voice. It's awesome.
I was trying to check my notes, but I didn't write it down. There's one song where he like pitches up the entire chorus, and it's like it's very, very up there, but it doesn't like. Sometimes when artists do that, when they pitch up like for a long period of time, it like it annoys me or like upsets me to some degree. But it's like he does it very well, and it's not upsetting to the ear at all. It's very nice. So I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but I feel that way about it. So.
I just want to know what song you were talking about, but
yeah, I can't think of it. I don't know why. I didn't write it down. But I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe. But
for sure.
Either way.
Yeah.
On to World We Created.
Onto one of the best songs.
Yeah.
Okay. My singular favorite song on the EP. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Definitely.
It's very it's super straightforward. Whatever he does with the horns on the song, it's just like you called the first song The Beach, but god damn it, man, I could hear this just swaying in the wind with this like I just want to stay in the world we created. Oh my god, yeah, I do too, Giveon. I do too.
It's lovely through and through. Like David said with his track of the episode, this is the one that goes in the playlist for me. This is that song. It's just it's you just want to hold someone to it. Honestly, is like how it is. It's just you just want to be with someone. It's super nice, super chill. I mean, I wrote down for basically every song in the album that it's just a album EP, that it's just a phenomenal vibe. You just feel good listening to it. Like there's no other way to feel about it. You just feel good. So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
There's an incredible like kick in on, I think it's the second verse. I don't think it's the first verse where the drums actually legitimately kick in.
Yeah.
He's like, everything I do is for tomorrow. It's got like such a great bop to it. It's like something I want to run to, honestly.
Because he starts out with like drums that are like a little like quieter, and the snare is like not is intentionally not hitting as hard and stuff. And then when they finally kick in, it's crazy. The production is like it comes across, or it came across to me super simple at first, but then you realize how many layers are on it, and the fact that like this song just keeps progressing subtly and like adding in new elements is. Oof, it's great.
The soundscape on here is it's immaculate. It's like modern R&B, like just through and through, but done in his own way. I don't know if all of this is original music or if some of it's like sample driven or what, but it's phenomenal. I want to know, and I probably should have looked into this before the podcast, but I want to know if it was like if he wrote this or if he had like a writer. I want to know if he's as immensely talented as I'm already led to believe that he is.
We're hoping he is for future projects. Yeah, for sure.
Even though it doesn't particularly matter to me if an artist writes the song. If it's good music, I don't really give a shit. But it's kind of like a nice little footnote to know that he penned it.
Yeah, it would be nice. Some of the stuff does come across kind of, well, I mean, personal for sure when he gets into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, I mean, this chorus is just insane on this track.
Absolutely, my guy.
It's been in my head. It's just like, dang. A lot of this is just like you're doing so many elements of R&B so right that I can't not like it, and you're just
it was this conversation reminds me that the first time I listened to this album, and I called Trevor when I was listening to it, and I left him a nice little voicemail that we won't reference. That is I
You
was
were
just
drunk
I
as
was
hell.
we're gonna yeah. And so I was walking my dog at like 11 p.m. So it was like nice and it was dark. I was just strolling through the streets of my neighborhood, like all this stuff, and just listening to this album, and it was such a perfect vibe for just like walking around at night and just like hanging out, just like being super chill. It was nothing I could. It was the top.
Yeah.
It was what it is. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to listen to this album more walking around. Man.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
It's perfect
Oh, yeah.
for it. It's perfect for it.
And it loops pretty much perfectly. Like he ends it at the very end with like, I love you. Let's make this work. And then it comes back in with his mom, and it just is right back into it. It's so easy to listen to.
Yeah,
I figured that could work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautifully structured in that way as well. Alex, I know we've said like almost probably everything there is to say about the song. I don't know if you have any take on it.
I will say it's got a mean snare. My biggest thing when it comes to these modern R&B tracks is I'm not a big fan of like trap influence on the drums, and I am particularly hi-hats because I feel like it's a lot of the same hi-hat pattern.
I definitely didn't pick up on that at all.
Yeah, I guess that's just me nitpicking. Though, like you said, the horns are crazy. A bass line is not particularly prominent on this track, but the bass lines on a lot of the songs are crazy. So that's one thing I didn't say about the beach, but the bass line is nuts.
Oh yeah, that's dope. Yeah, for sure.
Onto a sort of head scratcher. Not particularly sure why this exists. I do enjoy his vocals on here because it's very vulnerable. He almost wrote it like he was just like it just kind of reads like a girl's diary.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I wrote was vulnerable. Actually, that's the same exact vibe I got from it.
I was trying to think of how I feel about it earlier today when I was listening to it. Kind of like on the same page as Trevor. I enjoy it. It's not particularly long. It's only like 45
It's 46 seconds, yeah.
Yeah,
and so it's just kind of like one of those things because I was playing it in the car, and I'm just like, it's cool. I'm just trying to hear like the next track though,
Yeah,
I actually
that's how I feel about a lot of interludes, except the gray interlude. That shit is fire.
Dang.
I'd never skip this interlude actually, and even though I kind of feel like why is it there, I still love the way he delivers his vocals on here, and it kind of feels like a tape recording, like a handheld tape recorder that he just like kind of started for 40 seconds and then like that was just like an outtake that maybe was part of a song that he was writing and just didn't finish it, and kept the interlude anyway.
Yeah,
he was in the shower.
It does sound more like solidly produced than like just that. It seems like that any sort of roughness might have been added after the fact, but I like for sure it was like there's background noise. You hear like a little girl like shouting in the background, like random stuff and like all this stuff. So it's it does feel. I felt it was valuable because it does feel vulnerable and intimate and like, and it was just it's just him sort of. It's like almost humming, but he's singing, and his his voice
he's
is just
singing on there.
His I know that's what I'm equating it to of like, it's like if humming became a singing voice basically. It's that smooth to me, and that's what he does without any sort of instrumentation on the interlude. So I like it. I also never skip it. I like it, so.
I kind of get the impression he wanted you to be like he wanted you to feel like, all right, I'm in. I don't know, like you put yourself or you put the listener in your house or what sounds like you're in their house or whatever. It's kind of like, oh, okay, I know where this guy's at. I feel like he's just a guy who, is feeling the type of way.
Right.
And it worked for that. Yeah. I think, the next track, it's weird because it's kind of like the lowest point on the EP for me, or the as favorite
I'm with you.
mistaken. Okay,
I'm with you,
okay.
but
Also agreed.
so I forgot the name of the song every single time I listened to it,
Yeah.
and I never got to it until obviously the chorus when he says it, but or he doesn't even say it in the chorus, but
He says like one time. I feel like.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think he says it too, at least, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's nitpicking yet again. So yeah.
The dude just I don't know, man. His melodies on this album, man, they're just so incredible. Even like, are you on your way? Are you coming through to me? I love the way he just flows.
Yeah.
It's like he just every track has a completely distinct, unique flow, and even
Yeah.
if I don't
Yeah.
particularly
Mhm.
care for this song, it's still I'd never skip it. Like it's just
Yeah.
that solid to me that
Yeah,
I have
I
a whole lot to say against it.
I think the part where he comes on the track that you're saying is like my favorite part because it's that effortless nature. He just come in and just open up and just be like, "Dang, you're just floating over like whatever's going
Mhm.
on." And it
Right.
sounds great. Yeah, but
Floating is a great word for it, David. Yeah.
yeah,
I would say for me, I don't think this is a low point in particular for me, just because it stands out in the way it has a particular vibe, and that vibe it's brought on by, I guess you could say, the snare, but it's kind of reverbed and echoey, and it hits, and
Mm.
then you have and then the industrial sounding drone bass is there.
Mm.
All the elements, a lot of the elements that make the song the vibe it is there. And like Trevor saying, how the melodies, how he flows into it I enjoy this song a lot, actually.
Yeah.
that's,
I
yeah,
do too. I just it's always like the forgettable point for me, but that part right before the hook where he's like, "Look in my eyes, can you find the lies? Do you feel alive? Look in my eyes." Like I love those bars. I don't know why. It's just
Mm.
like you mind the lies. Like these are some crazy questions.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing about this, I mean, maybe not the only thing, but the main thing about this track for me is that there's no real explanation as to why like the hookup he's talking about is wrong. He's like, it's wrong. Like we got to keep this secret. It's a secret thing. Is like, there's no like given understanding of like why it's wrong or needs to be secret. The thing I was leaning towards was like maybe because he's famous and he needs to keep the relationship secret, but it can almost be read into as like cheating or like something like that, which like bothers me in a way where I can't like shake that necessarily. So it's like I don't know. The lyricism of like the whole forbidden relationship trope is like harped upon throughout years and years of media and everything, and there just seemed to be not a lot of reason for it on this track, and I didn't understand it. And maybe I'm just fucking whiffing completely.
It's not that you have. It's not something that you get more so. It's just like left up to your own interpretation of the song, and like maybe you have that maybe you've had this feeling where like you weren't supposed to be talking to this chick. I've had those. Like, and you go along with it because it's a nice moment, but you don't necessarily have to read too much into it. It's not there.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's my fault, is reading too much into it, but that's how I feel about it.
I kind of feel similar to you though, where I don't need an explanation, but it's like if you are going to touch on that topic, the lyrics kind of don't. It's very surface level, and it's just like if you threw out something that was like, "Ooh, that's an interesting dynamic that's going on," even if you don't explain it, it's like that would do a lot for me with this track. But
agreed, yeah, fully.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's not a bad track. But.
And even if you don't particularly care for it, it's less than 3 minutes. Like none of these tracks overstay their welcome.
That's absolutely the entire EP. Is it moves? It fucking cooks. It's just you're always on to the next. I want to say
and it transitions well. Yeah.
The longest song is what, like just over 4.5 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it.
I think that's like I Want You, maybe.
It might be like I don't.
I think it's like I Want You is like 4:45, something like that.
And it doesn't feel long at all. Yeah.
No, exactly. And a lot of it's instrumentation. Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, We on This Ain't Love.
This ain't CB.
Is this the one? Yeah. Is this where he kicks in with like the high pitched vocals
Yes,
during
on
the?
the verse.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so that's what I was talking about then.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, this song is fucking fuego, my guy.
It is.
Oh my fucking
It's-
god.
this
This is
is-
probably my personal favorite on here.
I'm
Nice.
almost with you.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
tied for me.
That's a
This-
tough
I
one.
mean,
It's, just, it's got a lot of stuff going on with it, man.
Mhm.
Especially the bass line. It's
Mm.
moving.
Yeah, it's
moving.
nuts. The you want to talk about effortless vocals on here, where he does the "This Ain't Love" and he hits like 7 different notes on like a ladder almost, and it's like it sounds like what auto-tune should sound like if it was natural.
Yeah.
You
know what I
damn,
mean?
Wow.
This song, brother.
It's Cash Money. Yeah. This is my second
Yeah.
favorite on the album.
Yeah, no,
Nice.
it's swaggy. It's
Second favorite, all of you. Dang.
yeah, no, it's fire.
Yeah, the tempo change with those high pitched vocals just immediately brings me into the track. I'm like, for some reason when it comes on, I'm like, okay, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this ain't love. And you got the lovely vocal harmonies with his vocal during the chorus. He just
Yeah, the
pleasant.
pre-chorus is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah,
Short and
Super
sweet.
Yeah.
basically.
It's a phenomenal
Yeah.
vibe. Short and sweet. Yeah, for sure. The lyricism is
Onto
great.
onto the hit on here.
The big hit.
The one Heartbreak
I
Anniversary.
didn't know it was a hit before until I think Jordan said she saw it on TikTok, which now it's a TikTok
I
thing.
want to
so-
say I didn't write it down, but I want to say it was 17 at its peak on the Hot 100.
Oh, okay,
um,
wow.
I think it's gotten more popularity through that internet fame more than radio play. But that's literally a stab in the dark. That's a guess just based off of how I've seen it all over, TikTok and random shit, and not on the radio itself. So, but yeah, I mean, it performed. I know it's certified platinum. So
Dang.
Nice.
So yeah,
Sheesh.
This song gives me huge Sam Smith vibes. At least in the verses. Like it's very minimalistic in its instrumentation, and it's led by just his vocals basically. And normally I don't like mold well with these kinds of vibes where it's like very melancholy, it's meant to evoke a sadness, and I don't particularly care for that all the time. But this particular song, it just hits a little different for me, man. I don't know. I'm never mad at the song ever.
Same.
Yeah.
What I was thinking was like I know I'm moved on because this song has no effect on me. But if you're missing an ex, if you're feeling some type of way about somebody that you like can't talk to or whatever, you're gonna fucking feel this song. This is gonna hit. Like you might shed a tear. You might be feeling some type of way after this or during it even. So it's
I was thinking. Yeah.
It's a very
walk
very
out my
good type of song like that. Yeah, he hits on a lot of key phrases like that, and it's very emotional. Melancholy is a really good word for it because it's not like a sob story, but it is like it has that sad overtone, that melancholy overtone for sure.
Yeah, it's just like a nostalgic look back on something that obviously fizzled out.
Yeah, but it's still a super solid vibe. I mean, I'm gonna say the word vibe too much on this episode, but it doesn't fucking matter because that's just what the EP is. So deal with it.
A lot of vibes for sure. Yeah, this is definitely. It might be my favorite. It's one of my favorites because
Okay.
I am a actually big guy for the super like sad melancholy songs. If like I'm not necessarily a breakup song or necessarily reminiscing, but if you hit that vibe of just like the chords are sad, I'm sad, I'm gonna tell you why I'm sad, and you hit it well, I'm here for it usually. So.
Yeah.
I like sad material. I don't like sad energy. So
Okay.
like, I had this conversation at least once a month with Rocio where if a song has sad lyrics but it's a happy beat, is it a sad song? And
Interesting.
that's a topic for another conversation. But
Yeah. I'm in
I
David's
don't
boat.
particularly care for sad songs.
Yeah, I'm in David's boat in the idea that I love it when an artist just bears their heart on a track where they just pour emotion into it, and it's incredibly obvious that this is like it's not it's not fake. You know, it's like real emotion. It's not like pandering in any sort of sense. It's
Oh yeah, when he sings that, "Cause I,"
yeah, man, exactly.
like
So,
get the fuck, you're heartbroken.
Yeah, man, it's perfect in that sense. So yeah, I definitely love this track.
As
I would say I'm a little bit more with Trevor on this one. It's definitely cool. I definitely enjoy it. But that sad energy, I'm on that same field with.
But this one doesn't make me feel sad though. Like it's just it hits a weird. I'm not gonna say vibe. It hits a weird place for me. It doesn't make me sad. It's just I just want to hear his vocals soar on here.
Yeah,
It was mad funny. I had a little short story time when I was first listening to this album, and I was walking my dog. She was like up on a wall of sorts, and so I was taking a Snapchat of her and like being a fucking dickhead about it. And so I snapped my coworker, who, if you're listening to this, you know who you are, and she responded to me like, and I was listening to Heartbreak Anniversary at the time when I sent the snap, and like didn't even mean to include the audio in the snap, and she was like, Cameron, who hurt you? Like, why you blasting Heartbreak Anniversary at 11:30 p.m.? Like, who hurt you? So it was mad funny. But yeah,
the heartbroken dog snap.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I sent the wrong message fully on accident, but you know, we laughed about it, so it's chill.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Dang. I'd just like to note that this song gets into a lyrical bag. I think it has some of the better lyrics that I wish he sort of would get into a little more. I think that's speaking to his potential with like an album. Like, yeah, you know, like just I get like this every time. Obviously, the way he sings it hits super hard, and that's very sad. But you know, the comparing himself to the deflated balloons and the presents that are never opened. It's a cool lyrical theme, and he never like hits a bad lyrical moment, but it's like, ooh, when he gets a little more into it, specific with the.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm super into that aspect of it.
I'm with you.
Maybe it'll be more going forward. Yeah, I don't know. But
on to the best song on here by far for me.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Tell us about it, Trev. Tell us about it.
I know I said this ain't love is mine, but fam, like every time this joint comes on, I'm just like, I get goosebumps, man. That chorus, bro. If it looped 7 hours straight, I'm down. I'm so down, bro. I swear to God.
Yeah, honestly.
That fucking. Oh my God, man! I'm such a sucker for that millennial whoop, like the Lost in Paradise shit, where it's just the shit. I can listen to that on loop with a nice beat in the back. I'm done.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
It's this
song is crazy.
Yeah, I think this is the best instrumentation on the album. For me. It's just
the snare hits
it's
so
nice.
Oh my God,
so nice.
Oh, and then there's like a triple hit with the snare. It's like, and I could never get it down because it only happens once, and then the others are just double hit. But
yeah, super punchy.
One thing I noticed about
that's great. Yeah, that's great.
One thing I noticed about the instrumentation in particular, there's a guitar. It's like a wah guitar that hits right when the snare hits.
Yeah.
And it's super subtle, but when you hear it, when you look out for it, you hear it, and it's just like, dang.
Yes, I'm glad you pointed that out, because they build it too. I feel like for a while it doesn't have that, and then this song will really subtly build in some instruments, and when that comes in with the snare, you just dang. Yeah. I made a track I sent to Trevor that has like a similar aspect. I'm not saying it's done as well, but like I almost wondered if that's why you were like, I'm interested to see what you think, because of the production style.
Yeah, no, this song is crazy.
I'm trying to make it be like this. Like, I love this type of production. Like, dang. Yeah,
this is like an R&B that I like.
You know, we talked 2 weeks ago on the Daft Punk episode about like how the sequencing was all out of fucking whack, but I think the sequencing on this EP is like immaculate. It's all the same vibe and everything, but like you know, you follow up Heartbreak Anniversary with a song about, you know, not being able to get over an ex and stuff like that, and the instrumentation is fucking perfect and all that stuff, and it's like immaculate is the word that Trevor used initially, and I think that's like a very perfect word for a lot of what goes on in this EP.
Dang.
So yeah.
Yeah.
There's something just, I'd said it infectious before, but like I can do like for those of you that know me, I like to sing songs with just, stupid sounds. And I do this all the time with this particular album. I don't know why. It's just so easy to do because the flows are so, like I said, they're so incredibly distinct. Like each song doesn't feel like the last at all.
That's so freaking predictable from you. That's
yeah. You get certain parts caught in your head. Like literally right now I have the that is stuck in my head right now.
Yeah, it's do 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 do. Ooh. Oh my god, the fucking writing on here, man, it's just insane.
Yeah, it's definitely full of earworms like that, where it's in your head. And it's not gonna leave anytime soon. No matter what you try to do about it, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
On to the outro.
Yeah, Vanish. Some of my favorite vocals on here, I will say.
Okay.
When he really, I mean, that's.
Are you referring to like you see what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. When he really kicks into it and he like repeats it, I can't even begin to imitate it, so I'm not gonna try. But it's just,
facts.
It's
too good.
Tough competition, but he just like lets the soul freaking pour out on this one. It's just I wish it went a little longer, like if he just sung the chorus again or something, because I'm just like fiending for him to freaking do it again. But
there's only 2 of those instrumental drops.
That
chorus, and oh my fucking god, man, that's like it kind of puts to shame like every great EDM drop I think I've ever heard in my life.
Damn.
She's got this soulful guitar, and it just it's such a melancholy like soundscape. It just puts you in a completely different dimension. And it's like 20 seconds long, and then it comes back to the chorus, and then everything stops, and then once that shit hits again, it's just like
yeah. And it just, I love songs that take their time too. It just starts out just
there's no percussion on here until the hook.
One of my favorite parts about the percussion, the snare delay.
Oh my god,
snare delay is
classic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was what David said about taking its time. It's like almost basically all the instrumentation on the whole EP is just like relaxed and calm, and it flows. And this somehow is like even more like slow and relaxed somehow. Like it's lovely. It's just so nice to listen to and just let it flow over you. It's just insanely chill.
And this song is just incredibly toxic. Like when you actually look at like when you hear what he's saying, like
honestly,
both fronts, not just him. Like they're both saying they hate each other, but they don't mean it. Like obviously, like sometimes you get a little out of yourself and you say things you don't mean. But telling someone you want them to vanish, like that's nuts.
Yeah, that's some weird level of toxicity.
It's crazy because it's like roller coaster level relationship problems put over this sort of like very slow, calm instrumentation. So it's like that juxtaposition is like incredible art to me.
And I love how he, like you said, both sides. He starts off by saying, "I speak your language," like, you're saying you love me, but then he literally says like, "No, I speak your language, like I do the same thing to you," like on the second half of the song. It's like that's wow.
He plays one role in one verse and like the same role, same lyrics basically, just flip on that.
Yeah, it's like you say things you don't mean, and then like 2 choruses later, it's like I say things I don't mean. It's the exact same thing, but from first person as opposed to second. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I know I'm like on record saying I don't particularly care for songs that repeat their lyrics, but I think this one hits it on the head. So
yeah.
This song makes it so that it has that interesting outro where it's like a voice clip. But it makes it so that
make it work.
The last words of the EP are "I love you."
Yeah,
and then it swings back to Giveon.
Yep,
exactly.
It's almost like not podcast. It's almost like a producer tag. Giveon.
That would work. Yeah, that would be hot.
With his mom on the phone. Yeah,
right.
Nice.
And that is it. We have wrapped up this EP, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Yo,
it's,
I will
just-
say,
It's just that quick.
I will say, there's one of these songs. I don't
Mhm.
know which one it is, but I was listening because I listened to the album on YouTube. So I just had it playing through like YouTube Music, and I was driving, and I think it's Heartbreak Anniversary, but there's one of them that plays the music video, and at the end of the music video, you hear like police sirens, and so like I'm in my car just like, where's the cops?
Get
I'm
absolutely
hearing
fricked.
sirens. Yeah.
I can't wait.
yeah,
Looking
when
up.
it happens.
It's,
I don't know.
I want to say it's the end of
yeah.
the beach.
I think
Actually,
it's This Ain't Love.
is it? We're all saying
Is it?
different songs.
I think
I don't know if it's
yeah.
the music video, if it's actually in the song too, or what it is, but
Yeah, I think
guess
it's in the
is-
song. I think I remember that.
yeah.
Actually, This Ain't
But
Love is a solid
but it has
guess.
it's like quiet enough for me to make me think it's external.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
that outro of This Ain't Love where he said, I can't say the word, but he says dudes be he says dudes be soft, but I hear dudes be salt. Every time I hear it, every time.
that
It's so funny.
too. Yeah, I hear that
Nah.
too. Yeah, that's funny.
Aubrey.
Yeah. But great recommendation from Trevor over here.
Thank you. It was either this or Lucky Day, so
Yeah,
I'll get you to listen to that Lucky Day album eventually.
yeah. Well, I enjoyed that this one was short and we could really get into it, digest it fully. Just
Mm-hmm.
you know, great. I think it gives you kind of a good starting picture of what this artist is like, what he can do. You know, definitely, like I said, here for something in the future. I don't know how
Yeah,
you guys are feeling.
look forward to us covering Giveon's next album, hopefully.
Yeah,
Do you want to give it a rating?
Just about as soon as it comes out.
yeah. I'm thinking. It's hard to. You guys should go ahead.
I'll just go. I'll give this a solid 9.
Dang.
I wanted to jump out the gate and give it a 10 and like call it one of my favorite EPs like ever because it is.
Mm.
But I don't want to be that guy that just starts giving out 10s to everything. But this shit is it's just insane. Like I had a huge appreciation for it before, and I had this like connection with it between this and Ghost of Tsushima because I played that while I was like grinding out the trophies for it.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
I love like having that great game tied to a great like piece of music that you first listened to a couple times.
Yeah.
So I just think of Ghost of Tsushima every time I hear it. But
Yeah.
I fully respect this EP. I think I listened to it like 15 times, like in between, when we were supposed to listen to it. I just kept putting it on.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you guys like it.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to his full length effort.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I'll
For sure.
I'll go 8.5. I think it
Solid.
doesn't quite give me the feels that I wish it would. That's largely my fault for not being able to relate to some of the songs, kind of thing. But it's phenomenally vibey. It's just like, I just wish it was longer, honestly.
I don't. There's no meat on this. There's no fat at all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for in that respect, yeah. I wish there was more of what we got, but then you risk having fat, like you just said, is like
you risk like repeating a vibe or
exactly.
having a throwaway. If you had 11 tracks and then if you wanted it longer and there's like 3 more tracks, but those 3 you skipped, it's like do you really need it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just kind of said,
it's...
"Hey, fuck it, let's just give the 7 bangers and that's it."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in an ideal world, I'm saying like more of exactly what we got, but that ideal world basically doesn't exist. So that's what you're saying. But yeah, 8.5. It's just I will be returning to this pretty frequently. So
yeah.
Well,
That is the goal.
I'll give it my Alex rating. Do I see myself willingly throwing it on? I think I gotta let it marinate a little bit for me. I gotta let it marinate. I'm definitely looking forward to what else he puts out.
Yeah.
So that might influence if I decide to throw it on my playlist if it makes it in. But right now I gotta let it sit
Okay.
in my head for a little bit. I didn't have enough time. 2 weeks is I gotta digest.
I feel you. Yeah. That's me too. I'm like going back on my. I was going back and forth on my rating. Like, EP is easier, and I really like we did an EP because I love a great EP. I think this is a great EP. Can really just hit hard.
Say EP one more time, I dare you.
EP.
I really love extended plays.
Yay, bro. I know it's so weird that it's called an extended play.
I
but
know, and then the other one's long play. It's not. It doesn't make any sense, but
for another time.
there.
Man, I think I'm liking it more and more now, but I'm in the process of really, well, I'm already into it, but just liking it more and more. So I'll probably land on an 8 in the future. I think I'm getting to an 8. I'm at like a 7.5 right now, but
Yeah.
I'm totally down with that.
yeah. So great.
I respect it. I'm glad that I could bring this beauty to you guys. I'm head over heels for it. So
yeah.
Well,
Live
tell
in
the
my
people.
head for the next year.
Yeah, I
Tell
definitely
the
think
people what we doing next.
just last comment. I definitely think it
Okay.
set out set out to do, or it succeeded in doing almost exactly what it set out to do. It's just it's phenomenal just to chill and listen to, and you just have a good time listening to it. That's all.
Mhm.
That's a fantastic way to appreciate art. So it's great. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
So what are we doing
Agreed.
next? What are we doing next? As Alex was trying to say, I apologize.
Should I do it
No,
because
that's
I
good.
led, or are we?
Well,
Or is it
I think
you?
so.
'Cause you know it.
Who knows?
well, first we have like the hot new music coming out that we might do. Mr. Jermaine Cole has, graced us with an announcement, I guess.
Next weekend or next week. The
Yeah.
off season. Hopefully that comes out.
Yeah, if that comes out, we'll be talking about it with about a week's listening experience, trying to, bring that out to y'all. But if not, and after that, probably our next album will be Rage Against the Machine's self-titled debut, 92.
Yep. Hard hitting motherfuckers. Love it. I'm excited. I haven't heard full length by them at all. I just know the hits. So
Yeah, I've only heard this a couple of times. This will be pretty new for all of us, really. But I know what I think my opinion is, so we'll see what that is, I guess.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
it's great, man. We don't really have to talk about it, but we will talk about it. It's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be fun visiting a classic, man. So, yeah.
Certified classic for sure.
Cool. Very cool.
Yes. Hope y'all enjoyed this short EP episode. I liked it in the length, straight to the point, just like the project we're talking about. And hope y'all enjoy Giveon as well and can catch this vibe with us. So it's been real, everybody. It's been a vibe. I'll say that. Maybe that'll be my new thing. So we have vibe in every episode. There you go. It's been a vibe.
It's been a real vibe.
Yeah. Dang.
Well, like David said, I really enjoyed the length. We're chilling.
Hey yo, I was late to the Ayo the first time, so I didn't pop off with it. But Alex brought up the second opportunity.
And no AOs, maybe some BOs. Actually, that's nasty.
I took the card. No BO on me.
No BOs.
Jesus.
COVID.
No.
Great.
I'm half
Well-
vaccinated.
Well, I'll just say it. I love you all.
Hey. Nice.
Muscle dweeb himself.
All right. If y'all would like to find us on socials, that is at Unboxing Life Pod on Instagram and Twitter, and it is r/Unboxing Life Podcast. You also have the YouTube comments. You have Apple Podcast reviews, which we did not yet say this episode. If you would give us a review on Apple Podcasts, it would mean the world to us. We would not ask if it was not important. That's how that platform works, is based off of reviews. So it helps us a ton. If you could do that, that'd be fantastic. So yeah, that's been me, that's been us, and I will say, be kind to each other and stay safe, everyone.
Yes, be excellent to everyone as always. And to add on to his social shit that he just spewed, you can also find Cameron at CB_LAZ3 on Twitch. Once he gets his computer fixed, we're gonna be popping on here.
Facts.
You can also find me using my new setup on Takara Trove, also on Twitch.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I fucking adore this EP, and I can't wait for it to haunt my dreams for the next year and a half, and just constantly looking up or waking up and hearing this album. So that's just how my life goes, man. Either way, we'll keep it short and sweet like the EP. Peace out, baby.